What's up, Brooklyn Squad? Come get that smoke. So I'm just going to get straight into it, okay? Straight into the case. Now, if you go back and you look, I showed y'all the interrogation of this alleged monster, right? Henry Dickinson. I heard that the trial finished. I don't want to know what it was. Because I am still in the beginning of this case. So Henry Dickinson decided to take a life of an innocent, beautiful baby. Okay, she was 10 years old, little girl. And it was actually his son's sister, who he is not related to. Now, I showed y'all the interrogation. Go back and look at that video yesterday. I uploaded it. I showed y'all a little bit of that interrogation, which I thought he was sounding crazy, insane, nervous as hell, and guilty, allegedly. And now let's go on the first trial. And this is where his son is testifying against his behind. So sit back, hit that subscribe button if you would like to. But if you don't, and you want to give yourself a chance to just involve and check me out, I understand that. But those of you that are subscribed to me, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up so it could be in the algorithm. And that way, these cases can be put out there. Okay? So let's get straight into it. Oh, also, put your guard armor on. Okay? Let's get to it. All right. I'm going to move over here. And I'm just going to straight put play. Oh, damn. What I do?
Right? And then you and Henry get into the purple Impala. So, in the morning. Are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. So when you and Henry started driving, where do you go?
In the Impala,
In the Impala.
we went on a dirt road. It's like
Look at him.
So when you got into the Impala and you started driving, was the dirt road the first place that you went?
yeah.
The guy's house that you were just talking about, is that somewhere you went in the Camaro or the Impala?
I think it was the Impala.
So again, talking about the morning where you woke up and Bree was gone, you get in the Impala and you drive to a dirt road. Do you have any idea how long it took you to get to that dirt road?
Well, I was asleep.
You fell asleep? Did it feel like a long time?
A really long time, yeah.
A really long time?
Yeah.
When you got to the dirt road, what happened?
We was at this place, what is it called? It had like trees.
Did the vehicle stop?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
And then we left. Too.
Did anybody get out of the car at that time?
Henry,
When Henry got out of the car, what did you see him do?
pour, pour bleach.
You saw him pour bleach.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you know where Henry got that bleach from?
Walmart.
So it sounds like to me that he took his son with him to do the crime, allegedly. And I have to say allegedly. You know what I'm saying, guys, for guidelines on YouTube? Um, yeah, I mean, his son knows details, and this is his biological son. The little girl that he unalived was his son's sister, same mother, different father. And let's not forget, this son of a monster, to say other words, is a S offender. Why was he allowed to see the kids without supervised vision? I don't know. Tell me, I want to know what you think about that. How was S offenders allowed? What do you think about them seeing their kids without no supervised visits from workers? What do you think about that? Put that in the comments below. I really want to know what you feel about that.
When were you with him when he was at Walmart?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Hmm.
When the two of you left Andrea's apartment that morning, at some point, did you go to Walmart?
I think so.
Did it take a long time to get to Walmart?
Just a little bit.
When you and Henry got to Walmart, what did you do?
I had to sit in the car.
You had to sit in the car?
Yes.
What did Henry do?
He went inside Walmart.
Did you know why you had stopped at Walmart?
I had no idea.
And this is in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken.
While you were
Ohio.
sitting in the car, what did you do?
Hmm.
Put his battery back in his phone and was playing the game.
So, at some point, you had seen Henry's phone in the car.
Yes.
Do you remember where it was?
By the cup holder.
By the cup holder?
Yes.
You said you had to put the battery back in the phone. Is that right?
Yes.
Where was the battery?
Behind the phone.
Also in the cup holder?
Yes.
Do you remember what game you were playing?
No.
Just a game on his phone?
You said, is it on his phone?
A game on Henry's phone?
Yes.
Hmm.
When Henry got back to the Impala, did he have anything with him?
Bleach.
What did he do with the bleach?
He put it in the trunk.
Then what did he do?
And then we left.
What did you do with his phone when he got back into the car?
I hurry up and put it back.
You stopped playing a game?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned this a dirt road. Did you do anything else to the phone before you put it back?
I took the battery out.
And why did you do that?
Because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Trouble for what?
Putting the battery back in his phone.
So after you left Walmart, is that when you went to this dirt road?
Yes.
Had you been to the dirt road before going to Walmart?
Can you repeat that?
How many times did you go to the dirt road?
Once.
And was that before or after you went to Walmart?
After we went to Walmart.
Oh.
So then once you got to that dirt road, what happened?
He poured the bleach, and then we left.
Where did he pour the bleach?
By some bushes.
And where were you when this was happening?
In the car.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that he was 8 years old when this happened. This was 3 years ago, and his sister was 10 years old, guys, when this happened. And he remembers very clearly, too. He has a good memories. He's very sad, fortunately, that this had to happen. And this is one of the memories that he has to remember of his childhood. It's a shame.
What did he do with the bleach containers after he poured the bleach?
He put it back in the car.
Once he put the bleach back in the car, what did he do?
He left.
Did he get back in the car?
Yes.
And where did the two of you go after that?
We went back on that dirt road, and then I asked him where we was, and then he said that we was riding, and then we went to go meet my mom.
So you asked where you were, and he just said, we're riding?
Yes.
What does that mean to you, we're riding?
Like a joyride.
Like a joyride?
Yes.
Unalive as someone was his joyride for his son. It's a sickening. Sickening, I tell you.
Now, after you left that dirt road, at some point, were the two of you back in Davenport?
Yes.
Now, Dee, are you familiar with the area of Credit Island?
No.
The morning you were driving around with Henry, at some point, did you go to some area by water?
I don't recall.
At some point, did you go to Henry's RV?
Yes.
Something's in my eye.
What did the two of you do when you got to the RV?
He opened the trunk of the purple Impala and he grabbed out a bloody knife.
So he opened you said bloody knife
A bloody knife, yeah.
from the trunk of his Impala.
Yes.
Wow.
What did that knife look like?
A machete type.
At 8 years old, he even knew that this was a machete. Like, what the fuck?
How's the scented angel soft coming?
Crazy.
Angel, we've got it. The
I'm
smell
sorry,
that I
guys,
noticed
about
at
the
the
commercial,
scent
but
inside
sometimes
the
it
tube.
happens, baby.
What did he do with the knife once he grabbed it?
He wiped it off with bleach.
Where were you when you saw him do that?
I was outside the car or inside.
You were either outside or inside the car?
Yes.
After Henry wiped off the knife with the bleach, what did he do with the knife?
He put it in his RV.
Look at him. Oh, Lord.
Dee, was that the only time you saw a knife that morning?
Yes.
You said he put the knife in his RV?
Yes.
How did you know that's where he put the knife?
I saw him put it in there.
Where were you when you saw him put the knife in the RV?
In the car.
Were you able to see into the RV from the car?
No.
Then how did you know that's where he put the knife?
Because he walked in there with it and he came back out with nothing.
Did you go into the RV at all?
No.
Dee, at some point, did you see Henry with a fishing pole that morning?
I think so.
Do you know where you were when you saw him with the fishing pole?
In the car.
Was Henry inside of the car with the fishing pole?
No, he was outside the car.
When you saw Henry with the fishing pole and he was outside of the car, were you still at the RV?
No.
Do you know where you were?
It was by water.
Did he think his son was going to keep his dirty secrets?
What did you see Henry do with the fishing pole when he was outside of the car?
Somewhat fishing.
He was somewhat fishing?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
He was half fishing. Like,
Half fishy.
So did he walk up to the body of water?
just a little bit.
And where were you when this was happening?
In the car.
When you saw him walk up to the body of water, what did you see him do?
Fishing.
Okay. Did he have the fishing pole at that point?
Yeah.
And did he cast the fishing line out into the water?
Yeah.
While you were by this body of water, was there ever a point in time where you could not see Henry?
No.
Now, the fishing part that you talked about here, did that happen before you went to the RV or after you went to the RV?
After.
You mentioned that at some point you met up with your mom that morning. Is that right?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
She saw him in traffic.
Had Henry or your mom spoken on the phone at all that morning?
Yes.
And were you in the car when that conversation took place?
Yeah.
Do you know if Henry called your mom or if your mom called Henry?
I think my mom called him or he called her.
So one of those two things happened.
Yeah.
Alleged he didn't even call the police or call his ex-wife or girlfriend. I don't know if they was ever married before. Hours later to that little girl and act like the little girl ran away or was missing or something like that. It's insane. It's insane. Go watch my other video that I did on my crime channel where the cops is asking him, what's your address? What's your what's your phone number? Where's the little girl? And he's just like, he's acting like he don't know anything. He's acting like he don't know where the little girl is. The whole time he done already unalived her. You gotta, these animals, how long is this gonna go on in this world? Why do people think this shit is okay?
What did Henry tell your mom during that phone call? It's defendant statements.
Excuse me.
It's the defendant's statements.
Overruled.
So what did Henry tell your mom during that phone call?
That he didn't know where Bree was.
Did he say anything about having been out searching for Bree?
He said he was supposedly searching.
So he told your mom that he was searching,
Yes.
but you added the word supposedly.
Yeah.
Why did you add that word?
Because he wasn't searching.
Look at that. Look at that. Boom.
Dee, the whole time that you had been driving around with Henry, did it appear that the two of you were looking for Bree?
No.
Did Henry ever roll down his window and yell out Bree's name or anything like that?
No.
Did he ever ask you to do that?
No.
You saw the sarcasm and said, no.
Did he ever knock on anybody's doors to see if they had seen Bree?
No.
While Henry was speaking with your mom on the phone, did he say anything about the police?
He said that he made a report.
He said that he made a report?
Yes.
While you had been with Henry, did you ever see him make a police report?
No.
So after this phone call then with your mom, where did Henry take you?
She saw him in traffic, and then we pulled over by McDonald's.
So your mom saw him in traffic and you ended up pulling over at McDonald's?
Yes.
Where did you go from there?
I got in the car with my mom, and then she made a police report.
Got the two lights on.
Where did you and your mom go at that time?
To the police department.
Did you go back to the area around Andrea's apartment at all that morning
With my mom?
with your mom?
No.
But you do remember going to the police department that day?
Yes.
And were you interviewed by the police? Did they ask you questions?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Did you answer their questions?
Yes.
Dee, do you remember driving around with police officers a couple times?
Yeah.
And were they asking you questions about where you and Henry went on this morning?
Yes.
And did you try to show them the places that the two of you had gone?
Yeah.
And did that include areas by where your dad's RV was parked? So when you drove around with the police officers and you were trying to show them different places that you had been that morning, right?
Yeah.
Did that include showing them kind of the area where your dad's RV had been?
Yes.
And did that include the area over by Walmart where you saw Henry buying bleach?
Yes.
And did you try to describe that dirt road as well?
No.
Yeah. I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at him like, yo, what the hell did he think was going to happen? He think that the mother was just going to be like, okay, she ran away. She's 10. Yeah, kids do run away and stuff like that. But come on now. What you thought was gonna happen? And you took the little boy. Oh, that's in my eye. Oh, and you took the little boy with you. You thought that he was going to be your down homie best boy's son that would never ever revealed what's going to happen. What the hell? What? Come on now. I am so glad that this little boy has sense to talk and tell what's happened.
And you're here today to offer testimony to make sure that he is held accountable for doing that, right?
Yes.
And you're going to say whatever you need to say to make sure that happens, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I ask you that is you're telling us some stuff today, and you'll agree with me on this, tell me if I'm wrong, that we're hearing for the first time today, right?
Yes.
Like when you and your dad left in the Impala that day, you went driving and went to a guy's house first. The first time that you've said that on the record is today, right?
Yes.
Never told it to the police before, did you?
No.
This today, this is the first time this story comes out in public, right?
Yes.
And you'd agree with me that you've been interviewed by the police several times, right?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that you and I had a chance to talk in this courtroom, and I took your deposition, right?
Yes.
You remember that day?
Yeah.
Remember you sat in that chair right where you're sitting now? Remember that?
Yeah.
And there was a person here who was a court reporter who swore you in, right?
Yep.
And you were swore to tell the truth, right?
Yes.
And I asked you all kinds of questions about what happened the day Brisia disappeared, right?
Yes.
Remember that very clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Because that was the only time you've ever had to give a deposition or testimony ever in this case, right?
Yes.
And you never once told me, when I asked you what happened that day, that you went to some guy's house first after leaving Andrea Culberson's apartment, right?
Yes.
Here we go with the bullshit.
You never told me, and it's the first time today we're hearing this, correct?
These lawyers.
Yes.
That Henry was outside drinking that morning. It's the first time, right?
I don't think it's the first time.
Well, you just told the prosecutor on direct examination that you went to this guy's house with Henry, and you went inside. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
And that was the truth, right?
Yes.
And you said Henry stayed outside and he was drinking. Was that the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so it was early morning when Henry picked you up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Were you awake when he picked you up, or were you still sleeping?
I was awake.
Was it daylight, or was it still dark?
It was daylight.
But early morning.
Early morning.
Okay. So Henry and you go to this house. You go inside. Are the people inside awake?
No, it's just me and my sister that was inside.
Who's inside?
Me and my sister.
Who's Brisia?
Yes.
So Briasia's with you at this point in time?
When we went to this house, yeah.
The morning she disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after you left, where did Brisia go?
Can you repeat that?
After you left, where did Brisia go?
To his house.
To whose
What?
house?
Andrea.
Okay, so Henry took you back to Andrea's house?
Yes.
On the morning she disappeared, right?
This is horrible. He is trying to make it seem like it's this little boy's fault, like the little boy is lying or something like that. This has been 3 years and this trial has not gone on. It's now going on, I mean. And the way he is questioning this little boy, I just feel bad for the little boy. You know what I'm saying? But that little boy is strong. And remember, he was 8 years old, I believe, when this happened. So it's just amazing how he still even remembers as much as he remembers. If y'all want more of me doing this trial, let me know down below. Wow. There's so many things that is now coming out. I know that they did do the verdict. I don't want to hear it. I wanted to do it on here with y'all, but I was on vacation, so I'm now getting to this case and stuff like that. But if y'all want more of it, just let me know down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about an ex-offender getting to see his goddamn kids. Until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye, Brooklyn Squad. Come get this smoke. Grrr, grrr.